First and foremost, I want to press for gender equality and close the salary gap. If half of the working population has more money in their pockets, that will catalyze spending, which will grow the economy, which will in turn create more jobs.
Mr. President, what do you think of that?
Oh, I agree. I think that gender equality is very important. And under my AmWorks program, there will be a provision that all AmWorks jobs, there can be no discrepancy in pay between men and women.
AmWorks jobs, though, that's the government. What about the rest of the private sector?
Well, I think we have to start by leading by example. Then we introduce legislation.
Leading by example. If America works, it's how you lead by example. If that is how you lead by example, then are we to assume that everyone should illegally raid funds that they have no right to use? Everyone should start robbing banks, holding up liquor stores?
Now, Miss Dunbar, with all due respect, you can criticize my programs as much as you want, but to accuse me of illegal activity...
One thing you can't deny is that I am much more of an authority on the Constitution than you are, Mr. President.
Miss Dunbar, all three of us on this stage have taken oaths of office. I would have to say that we have all defended the Constitution. You don't have some special claim on the Constitution. The Constitution belongs to everyone in this room and every citizen in the United States. But I would ask Ms. Sharp, you voted in favor of dismantling America Works. Was that because you thought it was, in fact, as Ms. Dunbar says, illegal?
I voted for dismantlement because I wanted to make sure we were prepared for the hurricane, not because I thought your reading of the Stafford Act was illegal, per se.
Honestly, you think the president had a right to do what he did?
It's an appropriations issue, not a legal one.
But what about his character? He basically walked into FEMA and said, stick 'em up and show me where the vault is.
Oh, so now I'm a bank robber. Six-gun Underwood, what they call me in South Carolina.
I'm sorry, but I do not find this funny. I say you are a hypocrite. You claim to care about the 10 million people out of work, but you will steal their disaster relief fund,
this is an appropriations
Social
issue,
Security,
Ms. Dunbar.
and health care to fund a program that causes
Heather
more
Dunbar
damage than
wants
good.
to balance the scales, to fix a broken system, and yet she sends her own kids to private school with money she never earned, but which she inherited. Now, it is easy to talk about the problems of the poor with a silver spoon in your mouth.
Am I well off? Absolutely. So was FDR when he developed the New Deal. Since when does one's income determine one's amount of empathy?
Would you send your kids to public school?
Let's keep our children out of this.
You want your kids to have a head start, to have an advantage over the kids in public school.
Lots of Americans of all ranges of income choose to send their children to private or parochial schools.
But isn't it true that you want your children to have a leg up on everyone else? Is that balancing the scales? Or is that hypocrisy? Or maybe it's that you didn't want to raise them yourself, so you sent them to boarding school.
Wow. You must really want to be president. I would never in a million years bring up your children in a debate. The way you choose to raise them is your business. Do I want the best for my kids? Yes, I do. I imagine you're the same way. I hope you are.
Well, I'm sure you're both excellent mothers, but perhaps we should get back to some of the issues at hand.
Congresswoman Sharp raised the issue of sexism earlier. Now, it is an important point, and we need to address it. Sexism is wrong. The Congresswoman is correct in saying that all aspects of it should be illegal. And then she accused me of being sexist for criticizing Claire Underwood. But wouldn't that same logic hold true for you, Ms. Sharp? Would you have come after my kids if I were a man? Aren't you trying to paint the picture that I'm a bad mother shipping my kids off to some far-flung place because you know if you can make me seem like a bad mother, then how could anyone possibly support me? That's not hardball. That is just disgusting.
Well, I have to say, I do think Ms. Dunbar has a point. I mean, speaking of hypocrisy, don't you send your own kids to private school, Congresswoman?
Well, that wasn't my point.
What was your point?
Well, I was, my point